We're in trances, going off to different places, different planets.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Nelo here with a very beautiful face. Okay, so this is a get ready with me, and see, I won't start anything on this my channel, right? Because this is a show that I watch religiously. When I mean religiously, I watch this show religiously. So I want to start bringing it to you guys, and let us be watching this thing together. Let us be judging them together. So the name of the show is Paternity Court. Do you watch this show? If you do, just raise your hand like this. But if not, don't worry, I got you. Hopefully at least once a week I'll bring you a new episode, and we're going to digest it here today. Okay, so this one you guys will be watching it with me. Like, I'll be talking, do my makeup, you know, all that good stuff, right? So this particular episode, the guy is saying, I'm not the father of my childhood friend's baby. Okay, so the girl is 18, or they are 18, something like that, and she claims that this boy is the father of her child, and she is certain that there is no other option. So two of us are going to find out today. Is he the father? Is he the daddy? Is he the baby daddy of this baby? You see this show, I find this show so hilarious. If you watch this show, you will get what I mean. I find it so hilarious. Like, sometimes people will come out here and swear with their whole lives that, in fact, this man is the father of their child. And then paternity test will come out, it's not that man. They'll say it's another man. It's not that man. In fact, they will say 3 people, and it's not the 3 of those people. Like, my fellow women, they try. And then there are some deadbeat men on this show that come here and claim, in fact, I never had sex with this woman. I've never seen this one in my whole life. Turns out you are the father of her baby. How did that happen? Immaculate conception. Anyways, we're going to be judging this one together. Let us take a guess. Let's see how many of us can get before the end of this episode. This get ready with me. Make sure to comment if you think the girl is lying or the boy is lying. But let's all just start. So I'm just going to play a little bit of introduction for you guys before we continue.
You say after an encounter with your elementary school sweetheart, you ended up pregnant. You say Ms. Rogers is promiscuous and it was only a casual fling. You say she has even slept with some of your friends, and therefore it is impossible you are the father of her baby. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm going to be using my all-time favorite foundation today. Is the NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. This is probably my 4th bottle, and I already have a new bottle. I just bought this one. My friend Ihoma just got back from her summer holiday, so I sent her to buy me a few things from Sephora, and I stocked up already. I never let this run out. Like, it is my all-time fave, and it is the perfect match for me. Sometimes actually a tad bit darker, but I make it work. So my shade is Macau, in case you're close to my complexion and you want to buy this NARS Macau. Trust me, the coverage on this foundation, and it's so light. Oh, it's just a dream to work with. Anyways, now let's get back to the gist. So the girl is saying, oh, they were high school friends, and you know, they lost touch, and then one day she was chilling in her other friend's house, and then the boy walked in, and she was like, of all people to walk into this place is this boy that I used to have something with. The boy walked in, and you know, she was, according to the girl, she was sitting on the dining table when the guy walked in, and you know, they got talking, started catching up, blah blah blah, and then at the end of the night they went to another friend's house. You know how the story goes, Sha. And then at the end of the night they end up having sex, blah 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 blah. Okay, that's the girl's version of the story. And then the boy says, no sister, that's not how it happened. When I walked in, you were sitting on the other boy's lap. Okay, when I walked in, you were not in the kitchen, you're sitting on another boy's lap. But then the judge, what's the name of this judge again? I can't remember her name, but she was like, it doesn't matter on whose lap she was sitting when you walked in. The most important thing is that at the end of the night she was sitting on your lap, so you could still be the father of this baby. See, if you are having a bad day, right, or you don't know what to do with your time, just go and watch this show. If you don't laugh, nah, that means you cannot be helped too. Like, if you're actually having a bad day, you need to go and watch this show on YouTube. Like, you're going to laugh your ass out. So let me continue playing, Sha.
And we went back to my friend's house with her boyfriend, and we had sex that day. And we left her house and went back to his house and had sex again a couple times.
Yes, we ended up leaving from one of my friend's house, went to her friend's house. We did have sex, but we had a condom on.
No.
When we left that house, we went home, went to my house. We had a condom on.
See this show. Okay. So anyways, the guy went on to say that, see, even though we had sex at the end of the night and later on, so apparently they had a relationship for about 1 month. They were not official, but they were, you know, for 1 month, right? And hold on, let me find my concealer. I'm going to be using my new concealers today. So I bought the new Born This Way concealer. I bought it in 2 shades, in Caramel Drizzle and Ginger Snap. Ginger Snap is definitely like the one to highlight my eye, and then this Caramel Drizzle is more like my shade, but I'll be mixing 2 of them. So apparently the relationship lasted for about a month, according to the girl, even though the guy said that the relationship lasted just less than a week, like it was just a few days of, you know, having sex up and down. But the girl said that it lasted a month and that they were having sex everywhere. The guy says no. The first day we had sex, we used protection. The second time, we used protection. That in fact, they did not use protection only once, and it was when they had a threesome. At that point, I just dropped my cup. I was just like, you know what? It's over. This girl, are you sure you're saying the truth here? Because how can you not mention all these things? Anyways, the girl agreed. Yes, they did have a threesome, but it was with the guy's girlfriend. So apparently, the guy had a girlfriend, and the girl said that this was when she now cut the guy off after she found out that the guy had a girlfriend. I'm like, okay, that she cut the guy off, but she waited though till after the threesome with the girlfriend to cut the guy off. I just wanted to point that out.
He did not tell me that this girl was his girlfriend. Yes, he said that he was was talking to a girl before, but he told me that right then he was single. I would not have kept sleeping with him if I would knew that he was in a relationship. I'm not that type of person to sleep with somebody in a relationship that I know was in a relationship.
But you were still talking to one of my friends.
Okay, this gist is very sweet. So the boy is, okay, so the girl is basically saying, oh, I didn't know the boy had a girlfriend, and immediately I found out, oh, this concealer blends like a dream. No, thank God I bought it. I wanted to not buy it because it wasn't actually the concealer I wanted to buy. But anyways, I didn't know he had a girlfriend, and immediately I found out, I cut it off. But the guy is trying to say, but you were still talking to one of my other friends, even when we were together. Abi, she was together with a boy. I don't know, whatever. The point is, according to the guy, the girl was talking to multiple boys at the same time. And she's saying, no, sir, you do not know what you're saying. I only started talking to that guy after me and you finished whatever it was that we were doing. I wanted to say breakup, but this is definitely not a breakup. As they said, nothing was happening in the first place. This concealer is blending like an actual dream. I'm sure you guys can't even see that. Like, you can't feel it, sure, but it blends so well. Anyways, the girl said, I don't do anything with anybody till after it was over between us. So you cannot say that I was cheating. But the guy keeps saying, but his friend told him that they were having something, you know. And the girl denies it completely. Let me not say denies. She's probably saying the truth. Well, she denied it, but she's probably saying the truth. At this point, we don't know who is lying quite yet. And I cannot wait to find out. But the boy is saying that his friend told him that his friend had sex with the girl the day before they got together and also 3 days after. And he's even just trying to mention more times that apparently the girl hooked up. Let me start using hooked up so that it won't be so vulgar. That the girl hooked up with his friend. At this point, the judge just asked the girl, at the time you were sleeping with Mr. Stone, were you sleeping with anybody else? The girl said, no. Point blank, no. I did not start sleeping with other people till after it was over. At this point, the way the girl is talking, to be honest, I believe her, but from experience, these people can lie, but she sounds like she knows what she's saying. You know, she's giving facts. She's giving, even though the boy is also giving facts, but his own is that, you know, it wasn't him, it was somebody that told him. So it's easy for somebody else to lie to him. But the girl is stating facts, like, I didn't do it, and I didn't do it. To be honest, the way the girl is denying all these accusations, I'm now beginning to suspect her. Let me not lie. They're asking her, you know, is there any other person? Were you hooking up with another person at the same time? She's saying no. And the guy seems to know what he's saying. The guy was like, when he got together with his friend, and the friend saw the girl, the friend was like, oh, I know that babe. And the girl was like, oh, you really? You know her? He was like, yeah, I just hooked up with her the day before. And I also hooked up with her. But, you know, things like that. And the girl is denying every single thing. I really wish for her sake that this guy is the father of this baby. And to be honest, the worst thing that can actually happen to a man, well, maybe not the worst thing, but one of the worst things that can happen to a man is not knowing or not being sure if a baby is his and then having to take care of the baby. I know how America is. You must take child support though. Like, you must take care of your responsibilities. It's not Nigeria that people just do anyhow. It's not Nigeria. So I understand all the men that come to this court to try and be sure, because women, people are my gender people, but people can lie sometimes. And with these women, the truth is that a lot of us, if you like sleep with 3 people in 1 week, you shall know who the father of that baby is. But sometimes on this show, they kind of pick the best candidate, like who they feel will be the best father. In a way now, and I'm suspecting that's what this girl is doing, but let's keep watching.
At the time you were sleeping with Mr. Stone, were you sleeping with anyone else?
No. The whole time the man was having sex, I did not sleep with nobody else. There was no benefits with no other friends until after I stopped talking to him.
The judge asked her how she found out she was pregnant. She said she actually went to the hospital to get her birth control shots. I've heard of these birth control shots. Have you guys done it before? Like, do you even know about it? I know my doctor suggested it one time, my gynecologist, after I had a baby, and they said you can't just get IUD immediately after having a baby, that she can put me on birth control shots, which will last like a few weeks or so, or a few months. And then when my body is now ready, I can now come and they put the IUD for me. But to be honest, like if I held myself without getting pregnant for years, after giving birth, I'll get pregnant in few weeks. So I was like, nah, I passed. When I'm ready, I'll come for the IUD. But anyways, have you guys had the birth control shot before? How does it work? What is it really like? I don't know. I'm a bit skeptical about the whole thing. IUD is just one birth control option that I know a lot of people that that are on it, and I know about like their experience with it, and it kind of just helped me make up my own mind when it came to choosing what birth control method to use. So if you've used this shot before, do let us know, I beg. Some people might also want to know, so just let us know. But yeah, the girl said she went to get her birth control shots, and then they have to test to know if you're pregnant before they actually give you the shots. And that was how she found out that she was pregnant, Sha. And according to her, again, she called the boy immediately she came out of the clinic. Oh, apparently, the boy and his friend were the ones that dropped them at the clinic. But she said she called the boy immediately she came out. The father's story, adopt. Maybe it was another time that the boy dropped him at the clinic. Oh yeah, the boy said it was when the girl was already 4 months pregnant. Shasha, according to him, at that time that she was already 4 months pregnant, she still hadn't told him that, she was pregnant. But according to her, after that first time she went to get her birth control shot and found out that she was pregnant, she called the boy immediately. So now the question is, who is lying? Who do you think is lying, if you were to guess at this point? In fact, start commenting down. Who do you think is lying at this point? Is it the boy or the girl? Like, I'm sure you must have been seeing the clips at this point. This girl sounds sure. She sounds certain. Like, do you think she's lying or do you think the boy is lying? This girl, now, after a while, after the back and forth, she has now admitted, okay, I give him that. I didn't tell him I was pregnant immediately. I give him that. But I told him when I was 4 months pregnant. He held the ultrasound in his hands and he said it's a boy. But sister, a few minutes ago, you just said you told him. Immediately, they told you were pregnant. I beginning to suspect this girl. This girl is lying.
I was already in the car when we picked him up. We picked him up from his school because he was walking his sister to school. And then we went to the ultrasound. And he sat in the car with his 2 friends. And me and my best friend went up there to the ultrasound to get it did. When I got back in the car, I sat next to him. I said,
oh, by the way, did I even mention she's 18 and this is her 3rd child? Like, she has 3 children at the age of 18. Like, I don't know how these people do this. Like, how do you have 3 kids at 18? As in, and if you check now, her mother probably had her at 15 or 16, so it's very normal. Like, I actually feel sad for a lot of people that come on this show, especially a lot of young people. There's one I watched that the girl was like 22 or so with 7 children. Like, she was literally having baby after baby since the age of 14, and she was living with her mom. In fact, even the one she was trying to take to court, the mom, like, how? Like, they don't even have time to be kids. It's actually a very sad thing. It's not even something to be proud of. For me, if you think it's something to be proud of, good for you. Please don't argue it here. But it's not something to be proud of for me. Like, how do you have 3 kids at the age of 18, different baby daddies, clearly, that a lot of them don't even want these children. So why do you keep getting pregnant for the wrong people? And you clearly know about birth control. I think this is a topic I even wanted to talk about on my channel. Like, I need to bring women together. Let us all talk about birth control. You know what? Gift, write it down. Write it down now. Next week, I'm making that video next week. Like, I'm actually going, like, I have a few people that I have 2 pregnant friends that I need them to come and sit down and tell people, why they're not on birth control. The story is long, but basically, people that shouldn't be having babies are having babies. People that can't take care of babies are having babies. Like this girl is unemployed, 18 years old. Is young. Seriously, it's too young for me. Anyways, I just want to let you guys know this is her third baby. She's 18. The judge asked her, so how are you sure that this baby now, this baby boy, is the boy's, this baby that is baby, Abby? And she said that when she went to the ultrasound and they told her conception date or conception window, they can't tell you the exact date clearly unless you like did IVF or something, but they can give you a window of conception. So that when they gave her the window of conception, that's when she figured out that okay, the only person she was sexually active with at that point was this boy, so the baby is definitely the boy's own. That's why she doesn't have any doubts in her heart that that's his son. So that's the story according to her. But then the boy is saying, excuse me, ma, the dates don't even add up. According to the ultrasound and the technician, this baby was conceived at the beginning of November, right? And me and this babe, we've not seen each other at that point. The first time we saw each other was on the 17th of November. He was specific. That was on the 17th of November, and then they had an affair. Well, not affair. They had a thing from the 17th of November till the 24th or so of November, and after that it was over. According to the girl, it was a month-long romance, but according to the boy, it lasted just a few days. So the boy is saying it's not possible that I'm the father of this baby, since she was told that she conceived at the beginning of November, and me and her didn't even start hooking up till the 17th of November. This is where the problem is now. Like, they actually have two entirely different stories. The girl is saying for 1 month from the ending of October to the ending of November, which falls into the window of conception. And the boy is saying, nah, man, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, we didn't hook up till the 17th of November and it ended quickly a few days after. So what are you saying? Anyways, they are still arguing it. The guy is set. In fact, the guy is even saying that even though he hooked up with the girl from the 17th, actually 17th to the 22nd, that it was only one time that he hooked up without protection, which was on the 22nd, the last time they hooked up, which was the day of the threesome, and that, what's it called? So he doesn't believe that the baby is his. And the girl is now saying that you don't believe the baby is yours, but you calls the baby your baby when they're exchanging messages. He says things like, oh, when can I see my baby? So if you don't think the baby is yours, if you don't have any doubts in your mind, or if you're certain for sure that the baby is not yours, then why are you saying my baby when referring to the baby? And she actually came with proof of a text message when the guy said, oh, when can I see my baby? So that made me start looking at the guy like, okay, if you are certain that this child is not yours, then you would definitely not be referring to the baby as my baby. But the guy said yes, he refers to the baby as his baby because he has gotten attached, blah blah blah, which is actually also understandable. Like, it's not easy to detach. Like, kids are adorable, they are cute, and once you attach, it is very difficult to detach. So I kind of get both of them now. If you watch this point, tell me again, do you think she's saying the truth or she's lying? Because now she's saying that she told the guy there's a possibility the baby is his, but in court she's here saying for sure that the baby is his. So it's like you told him there's a possibility, meaning clearly there is someone else that you think might be your baby daddy, and now you're here saying for sure, you're bringing the guy to court saying for sure he's your baby's daddy. I feel like I don't even know what I just did here, Sha, but anyways, thank God it's just a subtle makeup I did today. I feel like she's just hoping. I'm sure wherever she is now, she's really praying that this guy is her baby's daddy, because at this rate, I don't know if I believe her anymore. Like, sis, I'm not sure. Like, her mouth is changing too much, and the guy has actually kind of been saying the same thing. The judge is pointing out now that they've actually not agreed on anything, like nothing whatsoever. The girl is saying she was actually the one that broke the news of the pregnancy to the boy. The boy is saying, I heard it from my friend. My friend was the one that told me that you were pregnant in the first place. And I think it's the same friend that she was also having something with. See, at this rate, they have not agreed on shit. Nothing, nada whatsoever, but it's getting close. We're about to find out who is lying and who is saying the truth. Don't forget to comment though. Who do you think is lying and who do you think is saying the truth? The result is here. This is the best part. See this part. Do you know there are some people that come to this court, right? Like some men, and they really pray that that baby is their baby, because sometimes these babies are 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, sometimes even more, sometimes less, and they've been taking care of this baby for years as if, you know, they were the father, and they've gotten so attached. The baby calls them daddy. Like, it's actually so sad. So sometimes for men like that, I actually pray with all my heart that is their baby. And I always find it so heartbreaking when I find out that you know, they're not the father. They actually cry. Like, grown men come to this court and cry like babies. And somehow in this case, I find myself wishing that actually this boy is the father of this child, because I feel like he's a little bit attached. But even though he's not the father, the baby is still young. I think baby is still less than a year, or about a year. So you know, he can still detach from the baby for the real father to attach to the baby. But I feel like if he were to be the father of this baby, he's going to be very happy. So somehow, I just kind of wish that they would say now that he's the father of this child. Whew. Oh yeah, hold on, let's find out.
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Stone, you are not the father.
You thought as much. I knew it. See, yes, the way the girl was sharpening mouth, you would just know that this girl is lying. Like, she was actually sharpening mouth too much. It's not normal. I actually feel bad for this boy. Like, he cried like a baby. He cried like a baby. And the annoying thing is that when he was not trying to tell the girl that, you know, I told you I had no reason to lie. I mean, and apparently he has actually been taking care of the child and even paying for extra. And the girl is saying, that's cool, that's cool. He was like, no, it's not cool. Like, it's actually not cool. The girl was like, oh, it's okay. You've proved it. You've proved that. Let me not even use that word on my channel because, you know, YouTube. But she's like, you proved that. You proved it. So it's okay. It's okay. But it's not okay. He's there crying. He has been taking care of this baby for 7 months. He's attached to this baby. Like, I feel like a lot of women just need to do better, because this girl, she knows who her baby daddy is. And when they ended up asking her, who do you think your baby daddy is? She was like, oh yeah, she knows him, but he doesn't want anything to do with her or the baby. Which is why in the first place, she was trying to place the responsibility on this young boy. Is actually a very sad thing. Like, I find it very annoying. So I'm done with my makeup and my hair finally. I actually just filmed this hair video. So if you want to know the details, want to know, like, if you like this hair, I want to know about it. It probably went up before this video, so go check it out. But yes, what did you think about this episode? Like, could you tell that this babe was lying? Like, did you see it? Did you see it in her eyes? Did you believe the guy? Me, at first, at the beginning, I actually believed the girl, but later, the way her mouth was just running, I was like, this guy is lying. But then again, in some episodes, the men seem to be so sure what they are saying, denying anything with the girl, and at the end of the day, they are also lying. The good thing is that you just can't tell. I'm going to bring you guys another episode next week, hopefully. But in the meantime, let me know what you think about this episode that I talked about today. And did you enjoy this episode? Did you enjoy this Get Ready With Me? Is this something I should continue doing? But whether I say yes or no, I'll probably still do, because I really, really like it. But let me know if you liked it. Anyways, I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye, guys. Mwah.